All right. So in this next section, we want to show you a little bit of those first stages, right? The first stage was that engagement letter. How do I get that going? How do I manipulate that template so my client signs the information that I need them to sign? So if you don't mind, Katie, opening up, sharing your screen and just giving us a quick overview of the engagement letter, how to build that out in a template. And then I'll share my screen in a second and show you how to manipulate a pipeline so that we can have that completed. And again, we're working on an example of, for instance, a tax return, right? That's the most common thing. When you build out a pipeline yourself, you don't have to build out necessarily a tax return. It could be a bookkeeping process, or it could be payrolling process, or, any business process that you need to build out. And that first step is for somebody to sign an engagement letter. That engagement letter is going to be different for different services, right? So we want to make sure that you know how to manipulate those. In manipulating those templates is going to make sure that you have the ability to tailor TaxDome to your needs. That's the big thing. When I onboard my clients, I always tell them TaxDome's like a big template. You can make it do whatever you'd like for your business needs, and you can have your clients be interacting and agree to the terms that you require for the service that you provide. So the first thing that we want to look at is templates, because that's where everything's going to be. And I'll go ahead and hand the mic over to Katie so she can explain where to find that and how to manipulate a little bit the template.
Thank you. So here we've got our templates section. It is going to take you right into your firm templates. I do have some already set up from starting with a job that I had selected earlier. You have proposals and engagement letters, jobs, client-facing statuses, etc. If you come in here into proposals and engagement letters, you can start with one that we are able to get in your marketplace app. If you go to proposals and engagement letters here, you're able to find a whole bunch of them. Some of them are free, some of them you do need to pay for. Right now we're going to go back and look at some of the free ones that I was able to get. These ones are all from TaxDome. We're going to go ahead and look at this individual income tax preparation service one. So if you come in here, this is going to be your default page to start with. It's going to give you the name, your proposal name. You can select which team member you want the proposal to come with, or I'm sorry, come from. It'll be the same team member it comes from every time, or when you send it, you can change the team member to who it should be sent from each time. It can be somebody different. It has the terms already set up for you, which you can come into the terms section, review, you can edit it or leave it the same. You also have the option to add an introduction section. You can add services and an invoice. And if you add this, when they go to sign the engagement letter, invoice will populate. You have options to have it be so that they have to pay it immediately, or they can pay it manually. You also have a way to set it so that it's a recurring invoice, which is also very helpful. So we're going to go ahead and look at that piece really quick. So if you turn on the services and invoice section, it's going to give you a new tab for it here at the top. So you can add an invoice or ask for deposit, or you can just give them an itemized breakdown of what their services would be without creating an invoice. If we went ahead and created the invoice, you can choose an invoice template that you've created in your template section. Right now I have an S Corp one, but we're doing an individual return, so it would be different. You can add the description, so it would be the year and individual tax preparation or whatever you'd like to call that. You can add as many line items as you would like. So here we could put individual tax return. We could put 1040 tax return, and whatever you want the cost to be for that. If you break down your different document types, if you add those separately, you can do that. When you go ahead and send it, the next section would be payment, and you can choose whether it's going to be a credit card payment. If you have your bank set up, you could do bank debits, or they can choose to pay with a credit card or bank.
And this is only in the case that somebody, like a firm, wants to ask for a deposit, right? When I've worked with clients is about, I don't know, about 50-50. Half of my clients are like, no, I don't really ask for deposits. It's rare. And half of the time I do ask for deposits, for certain clients. So you could definitely create one template that says, general engagement letter with invoice, general engagement letter without invoice, because we know that you might have some of those clients that you're not trusting, right? You want to get that deposit in right at the beginning. So these are your options. But in the case of you not needing this, like Katie showed you in the general section, you could just toggle it off. You just need that one signature, then you're good to go, right?
Correct. So if you click this, you would be able to add services, and it would not populate an invoice. It would just give them an idea of what their services would cost at the time. One of my favorite new additions that they've added, and I do recommend this if you are not needing both signatures, is to change the signature requirement to document is signed when one signatory signs. This is going to save you so much time and frustration versus having to play games and try and get both people to sign or try and find workarounds. This is probably one of my favorite additions that they added, in the last couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually one of the things that a couple of months ago, like right when this was going to be released, one of my clients, it's a common question. What if, there's husband and wife and they're both on the account, and usually what would happen is that you would need both signatures. So they would always ask me, what if the husband doesn't sign and only the wife? Is this going to be like stuck like this? And I would say, yeah, we need both signatures, right? But this integration is just so much better, because if the husband or the wife are the ones that take care of all of these kind of admin stuff with their, personal taxes, then we only, need one signature really. And this solves that issue. Also for a business, if this goes out to a business, right? So, and if we only need one signature from one of the business owners, not all 5 of them, then this also solves that issue. So they're not stuck on stage number 1, right?
Yes, absolutely. You can also send a custom message by email, or and you can do that kind of as the same as what you're putting as your introduction, or you can write something different. And then the second most important thing is adding reminders. By adding reminders to items, you do not have to chase your clients, hopefully as much, if at all. The goal is to not have to chase them at all, because TaxHome will send auto reminders. You have 2 parts of this. So you did your days until your next reminder. So it will send a second reminder in 3 days, and you can choose how many reminders you want to send. So it will send, in this case, it will send a total of 3 reminders. So you will send it out your first time. In 3 days, it will send a reminder, and it will continue doing that for up to 3 reminders.
Yeah, perfect. You want to be careful with that as well, because you don't want to bombard your clients, but you also don't want to lose them in the process, right? So you want to choose right amount of days, maybe a reminder every 7 days, depending on the urgency of the, document, obviously you can't move forward with any kind of service unless they've agreed to your terms, right? And
Correct.
Katie, one of the questions that popped up here is, can I edit? Can I edit this in Microsoft Word, or how does it work when you click on terms?
So yes, you can go ahead and edit it in Microsoft or Google Docs or anywhere you want to. You would just go ahead and copy and paste it into this section here. And then you'd be able to move forward. But you can also edit it in here. You can change your text. You can add pictures or videos. They have shortcuts. We have short codes. If you click on this, you can add the account name. You can put in your date, current dates. There's so many choices to personalize pretty much everything, whether it's your engagement letters or chat messages, emails. So it does help make it not seem so formal and so cookie cutter. You're able to
I think
just make it a
I
little
agree with
more
that. I think you can
friendly.
tailor this so much. Like, for example, some of these examples have highlights. Like if you grab this particular version from the library is free, by the way. We have a lot of samples in different languages as well, but this one in particular has a yellow highlight that says add your logo on here, right? What you want to do is delete that and add your logo on there by adding an image, and tailor this to your needs. Notice that there are some of the dates here like 2023. You want to update some of the date information if you want to use what TaxDome kind of provides. But if you have yours, like Katie mentioned, copy and paste it in here. You could delete all of this and copy and paste your version. Just make sure you tailor it by adding your logos and things like that. And that's it. So what'll happen is that you don't need to add like a signature field here, because the system that created the engagement letters automatically integrates signatures. So that's why the drop down for 1 or 2 signature required is there, because if the account you send it to has three members, like it's husband and wife and like a power of attorney or something like that, those kind of scenarios would require 3 signers or something, right? In this case, you don't need to worry about adding a field of somebody, like a little sign here thing. Okay, that's something that you don't need to worry about. So thank you. That's really important to know how to build this out. Again, if you need help with this, notice that there's links on the right that says get help or how to complete this section. You can always click on that and get some quick videos and learn what each section is, and you should not have any big issues. This is super easy to update. Literally copy and paste what you used to have or use some of our templates that we have and tailor them to your needs.
And here, let me show you, I can show you. So from copy from library, so you would come into any of these templates, you click copy from library, and we also have so many options. You have English options that are New Zealand or the UK. You have US. You've got Spanish. There's so many options in different languages. You've got French and Italian. So we have so many options for you to choose from before you even go to the marketplace. So don't forget to look in the library for your options also.
Yep, exactly.